Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 12 of my Football Manager 24 save with Bradford City. If you do go on to enjoy today's episode, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 20 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get a comment in as well down in the comment section down below, just to help boost the video in the YouTube algorithm. Now, apologies for the lack of uploads over the last week or so. Main channel uploads have been very busy over the last week. I've had to do double uploads publicly over the last week, so I haven't really had the time to play much of Football Manager. But since you were last with us, we've gone through quite a lot of games. We're now in around the middle of December with January approaching. We have already got some business confirmed, but you'll have to wait until the next episode to find out what that is. A big striker departure coming up in the next episode. But make sure to drop a like on there for me. Subscribe if you're new as well. Let's get into it. So since you were last with me then, we had a 3-0 defeat away at Stockport County in the EFL Trophy before a 2-0 win at home to Crawley Town, a 0-0 draw away at Harrogate Town, a 2-1 win away at Cheltenham Town, Bobby Poynton scoring a 95th minute winner in at that one. We also had a 0-0 draw at home to Walsall, a 4-0 win at home to Forest Green Rovers, a 1-1 draw away at Barrow with a 96th minute equaliser coming from Callum Kavanagh in the FA Cup first round, a 4-3 defeat away at Salford City, a 1-0 win away at Accrington Stanley, a 1-1 draw at home to Manchester United's under-21s, losing on penalties in the Football League Trophy. But there are players like Amad Diallo, Facundo Pellestri play, Hannibal, we were never ever going to win that game. Alvaro Fernandez in there as well. We also had a 1-0 defeat at home to Doncaster Rovers, a 2-0 win at home to Barrow in the FA Cup at first round replay, a 2-2 draw at home to Crewe Alexandra, 2-0 up in that game, conceding in the 93rd minute. Really disappointed with that one. A 2-2 draw away at Notts County. Again, got ourselves ahead in that match. Conceded quite a late goal in that one. We recently, though, had a 2-0 win away at Harrogate in the FA Cup second round and a 2-2 draw at home at Mansfield Town. Again, winning in that match and only ended up coming away with a draw. In today's episode, then, we have Chesterfield away, who currently find themselves second in the table, and also Cambridge away, who currently find themselves 6th. We currently find ourselves 11th, which isn't particularly great, at 5 points off the playoffs at this moment in time. We're just far too inconsistent. If you watched the last episode, you'll know we sacked off the back four. We've gone back to the back three, and I would say overall our form has definitely picked up slowly. Excited to show you some of our transfer business in the next episode, but let's waste no further time then and get into the first game of today's video. Tolaji Bola is a man who we were interested in the summer, and he has since signed for Hartlepool for £1,300 per week on around about an 18-month contract, you would say, until the end of next season. 25-year-old is not particularly great. We were going to sign him. It was between him or Shane Ferguson. We decided to go with the experience of Shane Ferguson. Obviously, Tolaji Bola spent the second half of the Mark Hughes full season, the playoff campaign with us in real life. He only managed the 4 appearances, though. 4 went on loan to Burton in the season just gone by. In real life, I think again for the second half, and he has now joined Hartlepool United on a free transfer. I think that could be a pretty solid move for him, to be fair. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for the first game of today's episode away at Chesterfield. We've got McLaughlin in goal, a back three of Evan Goulou, Stubbs and Campbell, with Halliday and Lewis as the wing-backs, Bakinson and Weir in the midfield, with a front three of Poynton, Cabia and Cook. Cabia's played a decent amount of matches recently, and obviously a young player we signed on a long-term contract in the summer with great potential, and he's done alright. 1 goal and 3 assists for us in the league so far. Quite happy with his impact. Jack Diamond has unfortunately picked up a 5-week hamstring strain, which is disappointing. Chesterfield away, they're second in the table. I don't really think that anyone would probably expect us to get something out of this game, but we need to start getting more consistent if we want to achieve the playoffs this season. Obviously, we bottled automatic promotion last season and then bottled it in the playoffs. They've got Yannick Bolasie in their side, but this season has been massively underwhelming for us so far. We played that back four for far too long, and now we need to go on a really good run between now and the end of the season if we want to achieve promotion, which if we don't achieve it by the end of this season, I think in real life a Bradford manager will be sacked. If you've had 2 full seasons and you've had a season where you bottled promotion once and then look like you're absolutely nowhere near it in the second season, you will definitely get sacked in real life, so that cannot happen. We need to start going on a good run of form. I do expect business to be done in January, but I don't really want to rely on that. I think the players we've got at this moment in time in this squad are more than good enough to be getting us promoted. Yannick Bolasie is playing as a lone striker. What on earth is going on at Chesterfield? It's clearly working though. They're second in the table. Mayer with that long goal kick, Campbell underneath it. He finds Cabia driving forward with the ball. Halliday now out wide into Poynton, little bit of space. He takes on his man and beats him. He cuts inside on that left foot and strikes. It's gone well wide though. It was really nice play from Poynton up until the finish though. That was a poor finish. Just approaching the 25th minute mark of today's game. They're yet to have a shot. We've had 3. We've probably edged it so far, but that is a really, really nice play. And is that going to be a penalty? Thankfully it's not. Poor clearance though from Halliday, and now King picks it up over on that far side. Naylor will go back into Grimes. First time into Banks, not Scott. I think it's Ollie. Jacobs is going to hit one from distance off the crossbar, and Evan Gulu has to concede the corner. Again, John McLaughlin nowhere near that that long shot, and thankfully for our sake it has hit the woodwork. Set piece coming up though. King deep towards the back post, headed away by Bobby Poynton of all people. Not really too sure why he's there, but Mandeville is forced to go all the way back to the Chesterfield goalkeeper, and that's the end of the highlight. Half an hour gone, still 0-0. I mean, in the last episode we had a 0-0 and a 1-0. I'm hoping it's not going to be another episode of no real goal mouth action happening. Obviously we want to not concede goals, but we certainly want to start scoring more. Halliday with the throw-in. He finds Bakinson inside to Evan Gulu. He was our worst trainer this week, so I didn't really want to start him, but Richard Nate was tired, so Stubbs had to come in for him, and then it would have meant starting Kelly, which is something I didn't really want to do. Poynton definitely offside. He gets the shot off. He actually was onside the line or kept his flag down. His shot did go wide. Half time at 0-0. Not the most entertaining of first halves. Their player did get a booking on the 30th minute mark. We'll tell them it's not good enough and get underway for the second half. There's lots of quality on the bench, but I think, again, this starting 11 is more than good enough to be beating Chesterfield, but we're just not really scoring chances at this moment in time. Poynton swings a ball in, cleared away by Roberts. It only comes as far as Cabia. He swings another ball in, cleared away by Clements, and that is really nice play from Bakinson, and Poynton has his 3rd goal of the season. We opened the scoring just after the half-time mark. It seemed when Chesterfield cleared the second cross that was probably going to be the attack done, but Bakinson with a nice first touch to find Bobby Poynton, who's got loads of space in that penalty area, and he wraps it into the top corner. An outstanding finish from our number 14. It's Chesterfield 0, Bradford City 1. We take the lead in what is a massive game for our season. Win this and who knows what could happen, but it'll give us a lot of confidence and belief. Cabia takes on his man and beats him. He cuts it back here for Weir. He can certainly score from there. He cuts it back for Poynton. His shot is blocked. Poynton's had a lot of chances in this game so far, and we've comfortably been the better side, but 1-0 up away from home against a team who are in the automatic promotion places is certainly not a comfortable lead to be having. Let's make some changes then. Ryan Cassidy is going to come on for Andy Cook, not really playing well and a little bit tired, and Callum Kavanagh is going to come on for Ismail Cabia over on that left side, and we'll play him as an inside forward. We'll also change Poynton to now play as a winger. He can get more down the line and getting crosses into the box, but a really good start to the second half for us. Let's hope we can keep it up and hopefully go on and get another goal. 67 minutes on the clock, Chesterfield 0, Bradford City 1. I am now going to look to make another double substitution. I'm thinking about bringing Evan Gulu off. He's on a booking and he is quite tired. We'll put Kieran Kelly on, and it's not the quickest of back threes, to be honest with you. Kelly's just going to play as a no-nonsense cover, and we're also going to bring on maybe Shane Ferguson for Lewis in the centre of midfield. Can anyone actually play a right wing back at this moment in time? The answer is no, which isn't ideal. So Ferguson's going to come on for Lewis. He's not having an amazing game, and Ferguson is more than confident to play in that role. Did I say confident? I meant competent. 20 minutes to go, still 1-0. Approaching that 80th minute mark. Let's now make my final change of the game. I'm thinking about making a change in midfield. Bakinson is going to come off for Charlie Lakin, and he's going to come on for the last 10 minutes to play as a ball-winning midfielder. It seems weird our number 10 being a ball winner predominantly, but 10 minutes left on the clock. Are we good enough to see this game out? Again, it should be more than one. We should have had this game wrapped up a long time ago, but we just don't really convert our chances. 7 minutes added on at the end of today's game. This would be a massive 3 points for us. It puts us within 3 points of the playoffs as well. Our goal difference is shocking. We start out today's episode though with a 1-0 win against a team in the automatic promotion places. I'm really happy with that. Our defence is very solid at this moment in time. Why on earth did I ever think playing a back four was a good idea? The back three is the way to go. Nice work. That was a very good win for us. Very happy how we started out today's episode. Now I think we've got Cambridge away. We're only 5 points behind them, so a win here will be massive for us. Let's waste no further time and get right into it. With it being the busy December period, I've made quite a lot of changes for this game. So we line up with McLaughlin in goal, a back three of Stubbs, Evan Gulu and Nate, with Halliday and Ferguson as the wing backs, Evans and Lakin in the midfield, with a front three of Beaumont Clark, Cabia and Cassidy. I think overall maybe 7 changes from the last game, but I just want to keep things fresh. The bench looks fairly fresh as well, and a lot more matches coming up after this. I feel like the system, my system, is much more important than the players. All the players are more than competent to win football matches at League 2 level. No real standouts in their team. I'm going to assume that's not the Manchester United Amad Diallo, because that would be absolutely incredible at League 2 level, especially in the second season, but I don't think it is. I'm going to assume it's a different Amad Diallo, because I think on Football Manager he is Amad Diallo and not Amadou Diallo. I don't even know if his full name is Amadou Diallo. Completely irrelevant. Let's get underway then for today's game. It is Cambridge who do get us underway. After beating Chesterfield, a point here wouldn't be the end of the world. Obviously 3 points would be absolutely massive. I had a bad feeling there Lee Evans was going to steam in and get himself sent off, but lots of changes, so a big opportunity for a lot of players here to cement themselves in the starting 11, because I'm quite happy with my main starting 11 at this moment in time. But the busy December period means fresh changes do need to happen, despite obviously us playing really well in the last game. As Kai's coming forward here, good tackle from Beaumont Clark. Poynton scored in the last match and now doesn't even find himself in the matchday squad. But I like to keep things fresh. I like to keep players on their toes. Chesterfield go early there with their first shot of the game going wide in the end as Halliday finds Evans. He gives the ball away. Eventually falls back to Halliday. Beaumont Clark goes back into Sam Stubbs. Brad Halliday on the ball once again. Back into Sam Stubbs, and he turns out and finds Lakin. A nice first touch, and he goes into Nate, playing on the other side of where he's used to playing in this back three. Ferguson slots it through for Cassidy. His shot, he's out for a goal kick, but I'm pretty sure he was offside anyway there, so it wouldn't have counted. Doesn't really matter too much. Big opportunity for Cassidy in this one, starting over Andy Cook, who has been a little bit iffy over the last few matches. Currently now 4 points off of 7th. Ferguson with the corner ball. It's a flat one in, cleared away by Digby. Only as far as Beaumont Clark. Back into Ferguson, and the referee has to point to the spot. He is tripped up, and now it's an opportunity here for, I can only assume, Ryan Cassidy to put us ahead with 16 minutes on the clock. And number 19 steps up, and it's saved by Stevens in between the sticks for Cambridge. We had a big problem with penalties last season, and it looks like it's continuing into this campaign. Ferguson with a corner into the box, cleared away by Jones, and a bit further away by Pike, only as far as Ferguson, back heel, and Beaumont Clark has put it out for a throw-in. I'm not really too sure what he's tried to do there. Big opportunity though for Ryan Cassidy on a game where he has to perform, and he has missed a penalty. I say missed, it's been saved, but it wasn't a particularly outstanding penalty, and that is massively disappointing. Half an hour on the clock then. It has pretty much been all Cambridge so far. I can't really have any complaints about, I thought a penalty had been given there. Goodness me. Let's move on. Another set piece here for Cambridge. Kai to take. He'll be a right-footed in swing. A good ball in. Cleared away by Cassidy though at the front post. It's laid off on the edge of the box. Nice one too. Kai can certainly bend him from there. He lays it off. The ball is eventually struck there from number 20, and it's a good save from McLaughlin. He does concede the corner. He seems to be having a much better game in this one to John McLaughlin. For $4.5 a week or whatever he's been paid, he hasn't exactly impressed so far. Digby's header there is over the bar, and not really too much for us to worry about, but we could do with a goal because Cambridge clearly are battering us. We struggled against the 4-2-3-1 last season, and I can't really remember how to fix that, in all honesty. I don't know what formation really counteracts a 4-2-3-1. Cassidy's on a 5.9, he's having a really bad game. That is not what anyone wants to see. I'm thinking we're going to change formation at the break because clearly we can't play well against 4-2-3-1s. Lakin now finds Cabia, ball through into Ryan Cassidy. Can he create something here? He cuts it back, it's in a good area. Lee Evans will hit one, and he finds the back of the net. Lee Evans with an absolutely outstanding strike into the bottom corner. In them sort of areas, he is deadly. He can proper strike a ball, and he's done it on that occasion. Cassidy kind of putting it into an area and hoping for the best. It falls to Lee Evans. It does take a deflection, but he drills it into that bottom corner. Cambridge United 0, Bradford City 1. We take the lead at just before half time. The best time to score in football, despite comfortably being the worst of the two sides. We're ahead. We could be 2-0 up. It's not to be at this moment in time. You're doing well. Keep working hard until full time. I wouldn't say it's been an outstanding performance, but as of right now, we're getting the job done. 6 points in today's episode would be massive for us. Let's get underway for the second half and hope for more of the same. Can we get an early goal in this second half, as we did in the last game? Ferguson finds Richard Nate back in the side after recovering from his slight fitness issue, and now Stubbs will find Brad Halliday. Loads of room for him on that far side. He gets the ball into the box. It's deep. Looking for Cabia at the back post. And he sneaks in there. And with 9 minutes on the clock in this second half, we've doubled our lead, doubled our advantage. And against the run of play, some may argue, but it's a brilliant ball in from Brad Halliday, who's having a pretty poor game overall. It's an outstanding ball in though, and Cabia just sneaks in there ahead of Pike, finds the bottom corner, beats Stevens at his near post. Probably going to be disappointed with that one. It's Cambridge United 0, Bradford City 2, approaching the hour mark on the clock. This has been a really, really good performance so far. I think now we're going to look to make some substitutions. I think in January, a right wing back is a major priority for us because Cisse can't play there, and I don't think anyone else really can do a job in that position, which is a little bit concerning. But Halliday's tired and he has been booked, so we're going to bring Lewis on to play in that position. I know it's not his natural position, but he's a left wing back, so he should be able to do a job there. We'll play him as an inverted wing back. We're also going to bring on Andy Cook for Ryan Cassidy, who is having a pretty poor game leading the line. Just a double change for now. Let's hope they can have a positive impact on this game, because so far it's been an absolutely brilliant episode. We'll give the players some more praise, allow my assistant manager to give us some more instructions, and we will now make another double substitution. We're going to now bring on Kieran Kelly for Evan Gulu, who has been booked, and we'll play Kelly as a no-nonsense cover centre-half. Alex Patterson is also going to come on for Charlie Lakin in that midfield. He's going to play as a defensive deep line playmaker, and then Evans is going to play Evans is going to play as a defensive midfielder, and Alex Patterson is going to play as a supportive segundo volante. That's what we'll do for our next two substitutions, just to keep them confused in that midfield, keep things fresh and all that sort of stuff. We'll tell them to add some floaty crosses on there. Statistically, they've absolutely battered us, but clearly the back three makes us very solid defensively. We have been outstanding today. Final change of the game, Callum Kavanagh is going to come on for Beaumont Clark over on that right hand side. It's not his natural position, but he can probably do a job there for us over the last 10 minutes or so, just to run around a bit, help us see the game out, give us some fresh legs on that side. If we concede now, it would certainly make it squeaky bum time. Robinson gets the ball in towards that back post. Kachunga's hit the post. It's cleared away by Sam Stubbs. The ball is still not clear. It's headed away by Callum Kavanagh. Now Andy Cook should be able to get a little bit of distance on this. While he's doing that, we are going to tell them to time waste frequently. And with 5 minutes left on the clock, we should be able to see this one out. But it's Bradford City, and we all know what does happen sometimes. I'm now sat here thinking, if we'd have played a back three all season, we probably already have the title wrapped up. We're only 12 points behind, but with the momentum we're building, the form we're on at this moment in time, I'm really happy with how this system is currently playing. Let's get into that dressing room then. Tell the boys a win and a good performance. That'll do for me. Really happy with this episode. Beating two big teams away from home and also keeping 2 clean sheets is massive. Really, really excited now going into the remainder of this season. I've clearly got a system which is working, and I'm really looking forward to see how we do over the next couple of months. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 20 likes, as I said at the start of today's episode, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below any sort of advice and players that I should be signing come January, any right wing back suggestions as well. That'd be massively appreciated, and also some tips on how I can get rid of Viden Oliver, because I don't want him at Bradford City. Thank you all for watching though. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another episode. Peace.